SharkyBreath.
He plays video games.
Hello, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Alright. So let's see where we're at here, huh? Let's see where we're at. Okay. If I want to get my gun back, I have to wait until tonight. The main quest where we're up to is making Titus give up Ruby's location. But that will require, at least to make it, basically to make it possible, I need to explore the whirling, analyze the site of the murder, which I think I already did, and truly and thoroughly interrogate Claudia, which I did not. I don't want to do that right now. I just gave her a tough time last night. We'll get back to that sooner or later, but not immediately. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do. We start looking at where the shot came from, because that means going back down the coast, and the thing about going down the coast is I'm pretty sure I might run into the Sunday friend down there as well. And I mean, admittedly, he's not exactly a super pleasant fellow, and I don't really know what good will come of pursuing that particular thought, particularly given that I'm not a moralist anymore. But I have it in my task list, so let's at least talk to him, yeah? Yeah, something like that. I'm pretty sure I can't warp out of here, right? I can warp out of here. No, I can't warp out of here. No, I was lying. I was making things up. Okay, well, fine. Well, let me just jog my way out of here. I'll catch up with you in a second, okay? Hey, Manana, can I talk to you about anything else different now that I've talked to Evard again?
How can I help you?
Absolutely not, and that's just fine. Okay. Is there... I can't imagine there's any point in talking to Measurehead again, right? Right? He's got to be a total waste of time if you're not going to go ahead and embrace his racism or try to knock him out. This really can't be much of a point. While I'm here and it's open, let me just dump off my, wait, what's this? Those yellow roses in the windows, those aren't the flowers that were left for Claudia. Okay. Cool. Good to know. Thank you, Brain. I was just going to sell off my tear while I'm here is mainly why I'm here. I feel a little bad making you even watch me do that, but, like, when else am I going to do it? Was this the machine for... This is it, isn't it?
The tear machine stands.
Search your
Your
bottles.
bottles clunk into the machine.
Nice. $2.40, which is relatively insignificant given what I've got right now. Wait a second. Is there anything else of interest in here? Hang on. Let me look around one more time.
To the left of some croissants.
Yeah. I legally purchased a raincoat. Yes, indeed. Over here we've got
A small cabinet on the wall
drugs.
is filled with various medicine bottles,
Health
nasal
boosters, morale
sprays, and
boosters.
blister pack.
Good on that front. We got over here. This is probably cigarettes and alcohol, right? I'm pretty sure that's all it is, but let's just have a look.
A colorful display.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both
No.
alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
It's true, they do, which is why I don't tend to do them anymore at this point, but we'll see how long that lasts. So far, we're doing pretty good, I feel like. Anyway, let's get out of here. I have all this money. I'm just looking for things to spend it on, you know? And yeah, I can go back to the bookstore and I can buy them out of basically everything at this point, I would imagine, but it was just on my way, you know? It just seemed convenient. Okay. Wait, is there any point in talking to this guy again? Hey, how you doing?
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man.
It is.
What's on your mind?
He searches for the right expression. My empathy check is up. Didn't force him to out Lady Driver. That is true. Is there anything I can do to boost my empathy a little bit more? Hang on. If there is, well, I do technically have the option of boosting my empathy one more time. And I'm pretty sure that particular option is given to me by Guillaume Le Millon. Right. The psyche learning cap's raised by 1. My psyche is just abysmal is the thing. Okay. Hang on. I need empathy clothing, huh? I don't have much of that. There's the shoes. There's the ledger. That might be all there is possible. But let me have a look around. Yeah, I have not gained any other fashions of boosting my empathy at the moment. It's just the ledger and the shoes. 42% chance isn't great.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo,
Let's just
man.
do it. Let's just try it.
What's on?
In his eyes,
Nice!
an unfamiliar longing. Flecks of brown and gold.
Familiar how? Exactly. What did I roll, by the way? I rolled an 8, and I just barely succeeded. Well, wait, why is it only a +1 modifier? Do I have a minus from something else? Is there a thought giving me a penalty here, and I just didn't think about it? Great, whatever. Familiar how?
It's hard to say. His gaze wanders southwest, down the street that goes beyond. the horizon.
Continue.
The road continues for miles, flowing together with other roads, turning into causeways or bridges, ending suddenly in dead ends, or ramping up or down highways. It forms a crisscross pattern across the land.
Given that intro here, the flecks of brown and gold, familiar longing and whatnot, I was kind of wondering if this is going a Shiver's direction, and indeed it is. Where does it lead?
Above the Jamrock Quarter, in the form of a raised motorway, and then the never-ending sprawl of Forburg, high above buildings, new and old, the air filled with the rumble of motor engines.
Further.
To the old south, to the farthest outskirts of Revachol, through the checkered fields of farmland, upstream to the river Esperance, past Montmartin, the border approaches.
What's beyond the border? Or blink rapidly. I suspect that's to break the trance. What's beyond the border?
You cannot see. It's out of the city. Up ahead, the mist blocks all sight. A gale blows across your cheeks. It is cold. Before you stands a tall lorry driver with sad eyes.
What's in the southwest? And this is me saying it out loud to him with no prompting. Let's just see if he picks up on it.
Excuse me?
He emerges from the reverie. Apparently we were both reverie-ing. Continue.
A flinch jolts his frame. The question has touched a nerve.
I'm a cop. I can fix anything. Really, you can tell me. Hell, I get longing. I've felt something similar since I woke up. Let's go with that one.
Man, I don't know what to say. Not much anyone can do. There's no helping in absence, you know?
He sighs. So he's missing something as well. Continue.
I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Diora. And here I am stuck in this shit, so far from home.
Diora? What's it like to miss someone? Let's start with Diora.
Diora of the Seven Seas. It's on the other end of Le Caillou, pretty much. On another island called Laurentide, off mainland. We've got a little place there. Can almost hear my kid laugh when it snows.
I'm surprised my brain didn't chime in on that one. I wonder if I missed the encyclopedia check or if it's not actually possible to know. What's it like to miss someone?
What's it like? Good. And bad. An ache that brings you joy.
He smiles warmly.
I think of them a lot. I dream up these silly scenarios in great detail of living with them. It comforts me.
Think that'll ever be an option for you? Continue.
What about you, cop man? You missing someone?
There's a pause and a sigh, then he turns his eyes to you. Well, that's a loaded question for me, unfortunately, but let's see what I can tell you. Continue.
Is that what it is? This feeling?
I presume that it is that, yes, Inland Empire. Continue.
No, it's scarier than that. You're pursued by a hunter, smelling of apricots and sorrow, and the past.
Says Half-Light, but I don't necessarily trust you, Half-Light. I miss my gun. I lost it. Well, that's a good way to tick Kim off real easy. I'm fine, man. I don't miss anyone. I miss someone, but I don't know who it is. No, I feel hunted. I'm going with number 3. I miss someone, but I don't know who it is. I don't trust Half-Light's take on this, I'll be honest with you.
I feel for you, my friend. It's bad enough to know who you miss. Missing like that doesn't feel like it has much of an upside.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't. Continue.
But, thanks for this. It's nice to talk to someone. And I know it wasn't easy to ask.
He smiles.
I hope you find your way through your own troubles.
I hope that too. And you too, man. But I can't say that. So that's all for now. Bye. I succeeded! I did it! I made the check. I didn't even have to change clothes because I don't actually have any better empathy clothes than this. But I do wonder why I was only at a +1. Let's see if I can figure that out real quick. -1 rhetoric, -2 physical instrument. Do I have a -2 my empathy over here? I don't. So what gives then? Is it just that I'm already... Okay, it's a +1. My empathy, +2 from items, plus... I genuinely don't understand why it said +1. But I rolled an 8. And I got I got an 11. So it was a 3. Which means I wasn't getting the full +4. But I don't... I get real confused by how this works sometimes. And it seems like it should just be simple math, which is frustrating. I don't know why I don't understand it, you know? Hang on a second. I can more than double afford these shoes. How good are these shoes again? Excuse me.
The speakers below are
The fallen
banged up
sneakers.
and worthless.
Reaction
The
speed.
sneakers triumph over them. They're the star of the show here.
Reaction speed, hand-eye coordination, minus to encyclopedia. I mean, generally speaking, I don't go around wearing reaction speed stuff, and I currently pass all hand-eye coordination stuff automatically. Although I am thinking that Lawjaw should probably be the next thing that I get rid of if I want to expand out my thought cabinet. In which case, maybe hand-eye coordination sneakers would be useful at some point. It's 50 real, which is a ton, but... And of course, I wouldn't want to wear them regularly because how I make a lot of my money is my encyclopedia stat. But if I'm going into a situation where, just say for example, I manage to get my gun back, and I know I'm going to need to use it, then maybe having these sneakers would be good for that? I have so much money. I have so much money. This is a huge chunk of it, but I have so much money. Just buy the dang speaker. Buy the damn sneakers. See if he gives me the speakers too.
Super cool! Now the premium lifestyle is yours, officer.
Great, thanks man. Continue.
The sneakers seem to vibrate in your hands with an almost mystical energy.
Great. And I can also buy the speakers. Speakers from the People's Republic of Samara for 50 cents. You know what? I had to throw a huge argument in order to be able to buy them. Let's do it. Okay, now let me buy the speakers.
The junk is yours, officer.
Yeah.
Be listening. Try not to hurt your ears with that Samaran garbage.
Well, it's not like you can only listen to Samaran music on Samaran speakers. That's not how it works. Anyway, the street vendor hands you the speakers. Nice. Okay, great. Leave. Let's have a look at this stuff I just picked up. Items. First off, the speakers. Why did you even buy those? These are no magic speakers. These are lame speakers. All they will ever produce is a faint memory of the song you're trying to listen to. Sell them for cash. Price 30 real? What the heck? I just totally ripped Saeed. Why did you call him that? It's not his name. He's just Sealang. His name is Sealang. He just talked to you. You didn't even look at it. He's not named Saeed. Freaking stop calling him that. Anyway, I ripped him off, and I feel a little bad about it. But anyway, I got him. I got them speakers. I'm going to sell them eventually here. All right, let's have a look at these sneakers. Fallen Ultra Series sneakers. The Ultra Series Fallen sneakers put lightness and grip above all else. With grip tape covering springboard soles and ultralight synth fabric technology, you can exit every corner with the maximum traction of a gentleman's racer. Great. Lovely. I'm real good at running, which is a thing I actually do kind of a lot, come to think on it. +1 reaction speed, limitless grip. +1 hand-eye coordination, steady ground. -1 encyclopedia, too fast for facts. They do kind of have the Sonic shoe appearance to them now that I look at them. Color them red, and you're basically looking at Sonic shoes, kind of, sort of. In any case, great, I got those. I'm not wearing them, though, because I need my encyclopedia stat for the moment. Did you have anything else of interest to me? Can I redo this check or anything yet? I don't think I actually...
Shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer.
Conceptualization.
What?
Leave. And was there anything interesting in here? Just like a windbreaker or something, right?
You keep coming back.
The windbreaker.
That's
Composure.
good, officer.
+1 composure,
Keep
-1
lodging those
shivers.
clothes, Keep saving that economy.
Didn't I need to make a composure check fairly recently? But I feel like I already did it and succeeded, didn't I? I don't remember what it was. Oh no, it was Renee, and I didn't succeed. Oh, and it's too late for that. But my composure, I don't have a lot of ways to boost it, do I? Whatever, give me the windbreaker.
Gotta prepare for springtime, right?
The street vendor seems pleased. I'm sure he does. He got money. Okay, was there anything else in there?
Keep coming back.
No, that's okay. That's all right. Okay, I'm gonna leave this all alone for now, the rest of it. Okay, why don't we just sell the speakers right now? There's really not a reason to keep them around, I suspect, right? I do make a net profit of $29.50, which is pretty dang good, I've got to say, so hello there.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
I have something else to sell.
Sure. Let me have a look.
I have some armor. I'm not selling him the armor. Hang on. Pawn menu.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
There we go. The speakers from the People's Republic of Samara. Sell. Pawn. Done. Great. Done. Close. I pawned a thing. Look at me go. Okay, I don't have anything to sell.
Another time, perhaps.
Maybe. Wasn't there... Hang on a second. Was there other business I need to take care of in here? Wasn't there something in here and I just didn't look at it? Hang on.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table.
Let's have a look through
Some
these just
on
real quick and make
big
sure there's
men
not anything
on big
new.
horses,
Franco-Nigerian
clad in
cavalry,
I used to be very...
They're not
uniforms,
all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats.
royal
Which
soldiers, figurines in
This set of
rags.
soldiers
You're
soldiers.
probably... I think their poverty has been exaggerated for... I don't know, I can't...
Anyway, there's nothing else in there. Turns out nothing else was in there. I feel like last time I came in here, my brain was like, wait a second, you need more figurines to give to, friggin' the, what's it? I can't think of her name. Hang on. Dolores Day. And I just didn't do it at the time, and maybe I missed my chance. And that's fine. I'm okay with it. Let's get out of here. I spent a bunch of money. I made some more money. It's fine. We're good here. Let's move. Where am I going? What am I doing? We're going to the coast. It's time to go to the coast, which means I actually need to backtrack so I can fast travel. So let me just do that real quick. Oh, hey, I wanted to talk to you.
Oh,
Guess so.
sorry, officer. What do you want?
Continue.
Host Almighty. He's a total bummer now.
Of course, I mean, yeah, it's fine in Empire. He's going through a lot right now. It's the same day that he found out his friend was dead. Just give him a break, would you? I want to go over a few more things about Renee, if that's okay.
Yes? What about Rene?
I guess I don't have an option of giving him the uniform. Well, that's okay. Sincere
Yes.
condolences. Let's get out of here.
It is what it is. I just don't know anymore. About anything, really.
Bye for now. I'm sorry, Gaston. I probably shouldn't have brought it up. But I wanted to give you his uniform, and I can't, and I guess that's just the way things are. Okay, back to the Fisherman Shacks. Is there any point in talking to you about the decision I made in terms of the signatures?
The policeman.
No.
I hope the...
Okay, there's not. Let's keep moving then. All right, to the coast. I have no reason to talk to these children. Wait a second, I could talk to this guy. It would be a waste of my time, probably, but I do have more alcohol I could give him, and that would get it out of my hands so I don't have the temptation. Hey, buddy. I use the term buddy loosely.
Tequila sunset.
He nods in appreciation. Have you got any more stories there, Idiot Doom Spiral?
I do. But as you can see, my fuel tank is running quite low. If you catch my drift.
He spins the bottle in his hand. Not a single drop of liquid remains. I got a potent Pilsner, give it. I don't have any on me right now. Lie. Jeez, I already gave you some. I don't want to keep doing that. Don't do it now. I'm just going to give it. Here you go. Potent Pilsner. Drink up, buddy.
Not much, but it will do.
He grabs the bottle from your hand and uncorks it immediately. I'm an alcoholic, which is probably not a great thing, but I want to hear what he has to say.
The tale I'm about to tell you is an urban legend particular to Martinez. That said, I first heard it from a former bicycle courier in Coran.
He lifts the bottle to his lips and takes a long, luxuriant sip. Continue.
There are many variations on the basic story, and the details often conflict. What everyone agrees on is that nobody knows the exact nature or identity of the phenomenon.
And what exactly are you referring to as the phenomenon? Continue.
Are you telling the story of the headless?
Rosemary's here to ruin your story. Continue.
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary.
Indeed. Continue. He clears his throat.
Summer of 44. 17-year-old Gertrude Hett is walking home from a late shift at the harbor. It's almost midnight. She stops for a cigarette near the canal.
44. That's what, like a little under 10 years ago? I can never remember what year it is. Anyway, do continue.
The streets are warmed by a southerly breeze. The lights of a passing motor carriage bloom and fade in the distance.
Continue.
In the harbor's dark, her cigarette is a beacon, dancing alone. The image comes to you effortlessly, as though you'd walked the same streets yourself 1,000 times.
Interesting that Shivers is chiming in the middle of his story. It's not telling the story instead of him at this point, is it? He's just sort of doing an interlude, I think. Continue.
Our heroine finds herself enjoying the peace and quiet the canal provides.
He looks up to the skies as if searching for peace himself, which he kind of is, just not doing a very good job of it. Continue.
What she doesn't know is that her peace is about to be shattered. From behind her comes the clattering of hooves. Startled, she turns around, and what does she see?
I don't know what. A horse? The giant of Coconur? Clearly if you hear the clattering of hooves, the correct assumption would be a horse. It's the boring option, but when you're listening to a person tell his story, you don't want to be non-boring, right? Otherwise, he's just going to get disgusted and stop talking. A horse?
Well, yes, but it's the man on the horse that's of interest here. A man...
Continue.
The pause is long and dramatic.
And I guess you would know. Continue.
with no head on his shoulders.
Gasp.
Wearing a found tracksuit, searching for the legendary found cap that went missing when he lost his head.
Wait, I thought the headless fallen rider rode a bull, showed him the figurine. Whoa, that sounds pretty implausible to me. That's super spooky. I have a figurine. I hate to upstage you. You're just going to get disgusted with me, but you know what? That's most of your character. Here, I thought he rode a bull.
I thought that he rode a headless pig.
The lieutenant says with a little smirk. Apparently it doesn't matter. Continue.
Well, there are many versions of this story, the most peculiar of which has the headless found rider riding on the back of another headless man.
Amazing. It's like a headless... I was going to say centaur, but that's not quite right, is it? No, it's just a headless stack of people. Huh. That's super spooky.
Yes. According to legend, young Gertrude Het had to endure years of psychotherapy before she was able to look at a horse or tracksuit again. And she's one of the lucky ones.
He takes a sip from his bottle. Is that the whole story, or you got more to go on here? Because that sounds like the end of the story.
Gertrude Het may have been the first to witness the headless found rider, but she wasn't the last. Oh no.
Okay, continue.
Tell him about the two feminists by the locks.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't really want you to chime in, Rosemary. Continue.
Fuck, Rosemary, they were dating. No one said they were feminists. Everyone always misremembering this stuff.
Right, sure. Continue.
This wouldn't be the De Ponte Delgado case, would it?
Continue?
What? You know it.
Apparently he does, yeah. Continue.
I've read the case file. But please, go on.
Mm-hmm. Makes for a good story, I assuming. Continue.
Right. Early autumn of 46.
2 years later.
Ulla de Pont and Eva Delgado are fishing near the waterlock long after the sun has set.
The one that I broke? Or no, I guess I didn't break it. I just drove a car over it. It's not the same as breaking it. Continue.
The wind picks up. A sky already dark now blackens. Water starts falling from above. The first cold rain of the season.
You know, for all that's a dramatic way of wording it, water starts falling from above, it's not actually that descriptive. Anyway, continue.
Two women stand on a small outcropping of rocks. One of them is wearing a purple raincoat. Thin lines reach out from the rods into the sea. Small droplets start appearing on the surface with increasing frequency.
Apparently I've heard this one before too. Continue.
The women are caught in the downpour. They act quickly. Eva gathers the rods whilst Ulla turns around to reach for the tackle box.
Continue.
Don't turn around. Don't turn around.
Inland Empire. I guess this is how you're supposed to be with horror stories. Continue.
When she sees something, her shriek is so violent that the residents of the nearby apartment building believe lightning has struck.
Really? Continue. How do you shriek in a fashion that sounds like lightning?
But there is no lightning. Only a heavy downpour and the silhouette of the headless found rider looming on the horizon.
It does take some of the dramatic impact out of it that it's the headless fallen rider, though, doesn't it? It's like the headless Adidas rider. Like, what is that even? Continue.
Ulla makes a run for the shore, but Eva slips on a wet rock and disappears into the cold, cold canal with nary a sound.
Wait, did someone actually die in this particular incident? I guess that would be why it got reported to police, huh? Continue.
Her body is never recovered.
The man falls ominously silent for a moment. He looks you straight in the eye. What did the case file say? Asked Kim. What happened to Ulla DuPont? Asked Doom Spiral. I am curious what Kim has to say on the matter, but it is kind of taking stealing his thunder. But then again, I gave him alcohol, so I can kind of determine how this goes myself. I don't have to care. Kim, what did the case file say?
Naturally, Ulla de Ponte became the prime suspect in the disappearance of Eva Delgado. De Ponte maintained that it was the so-called headless found rider and that she ran, fearing for her life.
He adjusts his glasses. Continue.
During the investigation, it became apparent that there was a love triangle, the third party being some small-time businessman. I don't remember the exact details. The leading theory was that an argument broke out on the jetty, and De Ponte pushed Delgado into the canal, then cooked up this stupid cover story.
Are you certain that the small-time businessman wasn't the headless fallen rider? Was she arrested?
No. She committed suicide before she could be taken into custody. They found her in the bathroom with a rifle, her face slowly peeling off the ceiling.
Yeah. That seems unnecessarily descriptive, but thank you, Kim.
Not a pretty scene.
No, I guess not. Continue.
Man, that's some grisly detail. Oh well. Here's to another case closed.
He takes a hearty swig from his bottle. Continue.
Anyway, that's the story of the Headless Fallen Rider. Pretty crazy, huh?
Who was the headless rider before he died? I've already seen some weird shit on this case. A headless jockey in a tracksuit fits right in. That's nothing. I've got an even crazier story. I am curious what my even crazier story is, but I do want to ask this question. So who was the headless rider before he died? Not that you have any reason to know, but let's just ask.
Well, Tequila, that's part of the legend. No one knows for sure. There are a couple of possibilities, though.
Sure, continue.
Some say he was an undercover cop who blew his cover and got beheaded by the vicious gang he had infiltrated. Now he rides, searching for his lost-found cap, plotting revenge.
Was Fallen something... It seems like it's athletic gear. That's why I made the Adidas joke, but, like, I guess it wasn't really a joke. It was more an observation. But... Nah, Fallen cap. I guess I've never seen a Fallen cap. I don't know what to expect there. Continue.
Others claim he was a professional jockey who veered off course during a steeplechase, ended up in somebody's backyard, and got decapitated by an exceptionally taut clothesline.
Yeah, that sounds convincing. Continue.
Personally, I think he was just some guy who hanged himself from a really tall tree, and the fall was so violent that his head came clean off.
Because that's how the human body works, you know. Definitely. Continue.
Coincidentally, at that exact moment, a horse happened to pass under him, and his beheaded corpse mounted it, where it remains to this day. But then, no one really knows.
Never mind. I'm entirely with you there. Headless body lands on a horse, and suddenly they are one unit, and they travel together. Great. Love it. Continue.
For some reason, this does strike you as the most plausible theory of them all.
I've got a hunch that it was the undercover cop. I'd want revenge, too. I bet he was the jockey. He seems super committed to his sport. I got to agree. Your theory sounds the most plausible. None of those really sound plausible, to be honest. Nah, Inland Empire, I'm going with you on this one. We're going with the headless body dropping onto a horse. Yes.
Isn't it? All the pieces fit together perfectly. That's how I know it's right.
I'm sure that's exactly how it works. Continue.
Anyway, to each his own. You want to hear any other stories?
Okay, so we have a conclude option, which suggests that I may be able to select all these options. So let's try to. I've seen some weird shit. Headless jockey in a tracksuit fits right in.
Hard to argue with that, I suppose.
Continue.
That's the reality situation for you. You think you got a handle on it, then blam! It throws some wild shit at you.
He takes a long swig, then smiles.
That's why it's critical to stay well hydrated.
I don't think that drinking alcohol necessarily counts as hydration, does it? I mean, I guess you do get liquid in your body, but doesn't... I don't know what I'm talking about. I thought there was some side effect of alcohol that sort of dehydrates you in the same process, but I'm talking out of my rear end. I know nothing. That's nothing. I've got an even crazier story. I'm only saying this because I want to know what my crazier story is.
Yeah? Why don't you go eat shit, Tequila? There's no way you know a better one than that.
Fair enough, but what about the Col do Mamadaqua? It's a magical self-replicating sound. The gnome of Jeroma dissolves its victims with acid. The giant of Kokonur is as big as a mountain. Actually, yeah, you're right. Nothing comes to mind. I feel like he's not going to be into the Col do Mamadaqua, and I also haven't internalized the thought about it, so I may not have the best grasp on that for telling a story. He does like grisly detail, so maybe the gnome of Jeroma? These are all things that I heard about from, the cryptozoologist's wife, aren't they? Lena, that's it. Lena, I never remember how to pronounce her name, and I'll never meet her again, so I will never be able to check. The gnome of Jeroma, please.
Acid gnomes? Sounds like a stupid, low-concept band name.
I don't know why I expected you would appreciate it. Let me see if I got anything else in there that you'd enjoy.
Yeah?
How about the giant of Kokonur, as big as a mountain?
Giants? That the best you got? Give me a break, Tequila.
Okay. Well, what about the Coldamama Dakwa then?
Yeah? I have to admit, that's pretty high concept. Still not as awesome as a headless rider in a found tracksuit, though.
Okay, fine. Well, at least I tried. Well, what happens if I say that I don't have any ideas then?
Yeah?
You're right, nothing comes to mind.
Damn right it doesn't. So why don't you just shut up and leave it to the master?
I guess that's exactly what I'll do. Okay, so whatever happened to the headless fallen rider?
No one knows. Some say he stalks Martinez to this day, and can be seen near the canal when the clock strikes midnight.
He makes a spooky gesture with his free hand, and also a spooky noise. Thank you for that. You recognize it's 9:06 a.m., and the rain has cleared up, so this is not exactly ideal horror story weather. But anyway, do continue.
He won't, though, because it's just a stupid legend.
The lieutenant smirks, because that's his role around here. Knock the wind out of your sails. It's fine, though. This guy... I don't think you can knock the wind out of this guy's sails. He has, like, self-mending sails. Continue?
Aye. I saw him one night when I was right shit-faced.
I'm sure you did, Rosemary. Have you got any more urban myths?
I actually do have one. The strangest of them all. But I'll need to fortify myself before I can tell that one.
You need more alcohol. Right. Okay, well, let's see if I find some around town, and if I don't, I guess I could buy some at Frittata in order to loosen your tongue. But do continue.
Do you have anything to fortify old Doom Spiral? Tell me you got some story juice.
I don't have any on me right now, man.
If you find any, I'd be extremely grateful.
I'm sure you would. Hey, hang on a second. That option is now gone. That seems concerning. Well, I hope it comes back if I come back with alcohol. Anyway, be seeing you. Right, lovely. Well, that sure was a story. Thanks for the story. Right, I guess let's search the coast for, Sunday Friend. And also for gun remnants. That's also a thing I'm looking for. Coast, right? Let's see here. Coast. Where am I exactly? Oh, right, you can't actually see yourself on the map. I don't know why I thought I could. You can't. That's not how it works. Huh? Hold up. That's him! He's talking about responsibility and stability and prosperity. It's gotta be him. So how did I get up on this particular platform before? I don't remember. Can you circle around this way? I seem to be stuck on the grass. Let's just double-click here and see what happens. Maybe I'll figure it out automatically. Oh, you have to go all the way around the back, do you? Well, let me just see where he does. Oh, hey, that guy's out showing that particular building to his kid again. They just do that every day, huh? Great hobby you got there, Dad. Right, you gotta go around this way. I do remember this now. Okay. Hey, is that new? Was I always able to... No, I was always able to check this, wasn't I?
A row of ghostly shades
Right.
facing a crumbling
Yes.
wall, with another 7 shades standing 10 meters from a cold
right.
sea wind.
Blows away the figures because I already looked at them. I will not look at them again. I only have so much time on this earth. Sunday friend, hello. I'm not sure that it's a great idea to even talk to you, but hey, let's try it. How you doing?
As you approach, the man turns and greets you with a polite wave.
Thought you said you weren't even going to be in town anymore. Well, whatever. Continue.
He appears completely at ease, like a common holiday maker.
Rather than a representative of the moral intern. But I guess then again, it's not like they're going to broadcast that wherever they go, huh? Continue.
Ah, super. It's the officer. I was not expecting to run into you again, but things have a funny way of turning out, no?
They do, don't they? Particularly when I, casually tracked you down on purpose. Continue.
What brings you down to the scenic Martinez coast?
Actually, I was wondering what you're doing out here. I need your help forming a committee. I'm trying to assign la responsabilité. Thank you for your time. I was wondering what you're doing out here.
Well, that's très simple. I was visiting the fishing village just north of here. They have applied for a series of microloans to revitalize the old market. And well, I wish to see the situation firsthand.
Who has applied for a series of microloans? Are we talking about Everard? I suppose that would seem to make sense. Otherwise, who else would it be? Continue.
And then, well, I had some extra time on my hands, so I decided to stroll down here. It's quite peaceful, isn't it?
Look around. Yeah, it's lovely. It's not quite my scene. You do know there was a mass execution right over there. Did you see all the bullet holes in that wall over there? Actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you about. It seems relevant. You do know there was a mass execution right over there, yeah?
Really?
The man frowns.
Here? How can you be sure?
It's sort of a gift I have. I can reconstruct things that happened in the past. High-end detective stuff. For one, that wall over there is covered in bullet holes. I mean, it's, it's a pretty safe bet at that point. But let's go ahead and say it's a sort of a gift I have.
Ah, a very useful gift for a police detective, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating how much history is contained right here. If only one knows where to look for it.
Yeah, I suppose. Continue.
You feel like there's something you could say here. If only you really knew what was going on.
My stupid rhetoric! Why is my rhetoric so awful? My brain's so good, but my rhetoric's so bad. And I only have the friggin' polo shirt to boost my rhetoric. I know, because that's what I use to friggin' check the... I can't get into the crate because I don't have enough rhetoric, right? And so it's on the brain, always, niggling at the back. Actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you about.
Ah bon? I'm all ears, officer.
So I guess I need your help forming a committee, and I'm trying to assign the responsibility.
My friend, if it's la responsabilité you're after, I have good news for you. There's no need to form such a committee, because it already exists.
That actually doesn't surprise me at all, but do continue.
God, of course it does. These moral intern types.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. Plus, I'm not a moralist anymore, so I probably will be a little bit more critical of it from the outside. Continue.
The Comité de Responsabilité de Revachol. It acts as a sort of clearinghouse for coalition activities. To put it simply, they are the ultimate arbiters of la responsabilité in this part of the world.
And what does that actually do, though? Continue.
Yes, this is just the sort of reasonable authority you're looking for.
Great, cool, thanks, Empathy. I see you didn't have to actually make a check to pipe up with that. Continue.
I would offer to connect you with the committee myself, but alas, I am not actually in Martinez.
Uh-huh. Continue.
What? Where is he then?
Great question. What are you talking about? I'm looking at you right now. So where are you, then? Let's go with that one.
Why, officially, I am still in La Delta, preparing for an upcoming conference on fuel oil derivatives. I'm only in Martinez in an unofficial capacity.
Yeah, I guess that would track, given, where I saw you the first time. Continue.
That's why it would be extremely irregular, or potentially even inappropriate for me to intercede with the committee concerning a district I'm not officially in.
But this is an urgent matter. I need to get in touch with the committee. How am I supposed to contact the committee, then? Are you saying I should just give up? I don't know that it's necessarily an urgent matter, so let's just ask how I'm supposed to contact them.
Well, under ordinary circumstances, the committee contacts you.
The man frowns. Okay, under what circumstances does that happen?
But if you have information of a vital interest, they might be willing to entertain an exception. In which case, I would advise you to contact them via Coalition Warship Archer.
Would that be the one that's waiting just off the coast to bomb us into oblivion if anything goes wrong? Why do I need to go through Archer to speak to the committee? So how does one go about contacting a coalition warship? Proceed. Let's go ahead and ask.
You see, in addition to being an airborne artillery platform, Coalition Warship Archer is also the linchpin of the Coalition's surveillance and communications infrastructure in Revachol.
I mean, that all tracks. Hold on, it's watching us too? I mean, of course it is, but go ahead and bring it up.
And listening. It has the most objective vantage point in the entire city. Not to mention a vast array of radio, photographic, and meteorological monitoring instruments.
Great. So they're both watching us and listening to us from offshore. I wonder how good their instruments are for that sort of thing. That's highly intrusive, but I guess go figure. Continue.
I find it a great comfort to know there are benevolent powers watching over all, in strict accordance with the Wayfarer Act and the Bristol-Mune Convention.
I'm sure you do, particularly given that you're part of the moral intern, and therefore you have very little to fear from this particular scenario. Do continue.
The Bristol-Mune Conventions are a series of international agreements governing the treatment of military personnel and civilians in theaters of war, as well as occupied territories. In practice, they are more talked about than observed.
That is regrettably how it usually goes, I suspect, particularly given there's not really anybody to enforce it around here. So how does one go about contacting a coalition warship?
This is quite the problem. Very tricky. Of course, the Archer has orders to fire on any unidentified aerostatics that might approach it, so it might be safer to get in touch from the ground.
Presumably, yes, but how does one do that with a warship in a bay? Continue?
But in that case, you would require a radio transmitter capable of broadcasting on coalition frequencies. And that kind of technology naturally isn't typically available for non-coalition use. Yes, it is a bit of a conundrum.
Wait a second. Isn't Sona's radio computer specifically intended to be used by the moral intern? Isn't that specifically what that is? Couldn't I use that for that very purpose if I could get a favor out of her? Huh. Maybe. Continue.
I suppose there might be some way to circuit bend your way onto those frequencies, but you'd have to be one of those techno-tinkerers to do it.
Do you know any of those tinkerers? These tinkerers? Is that legal? So what am I supposed to do? Do you know any of these tinkerers?
Unfortunately not. No. I don't have the pleasure. I am merely a representative of the coalition government, not very well versed in technology. But you...
Don't start assuming on me here, Sunday friend. Continue.
Sounds like something that programmer we met in the church might be able to help with.
It does, doesn't it? Continue.
Let me just say that I have complete confidence in the RCM. I'm sure you'll figure something out.
I'm sure I will. Thank you for your time.
Always my pleasure to be of assistance to the RCM. Godspeed. And if we don't meet again, bonne chance.
Indeed. I don't have a way to boost my rhetoric by 3 right now, do I? Let's see here. I got the shirt. I've got the shirt. I could stop thinking the thought that drags my rhetoric down. I could also technically get rid of Lawjaw, and that would also help with that particular situation. It's just a question of if I'm okay with getting rid of this hand-eye coordination passive. Because, yeah, I mean, I lose the learning cap being raised to 6, but the fact is my learning cap is already a 5. No, it's a 4. It's a 4. I can see. I can read. I know what I'm looking at. But, I mean, 4 is still pretty good. I would have to spend 4 skill points to even get to that point. I'm certainly not going to be spending 6. So, like, I feel like it's okay, right? I might miss out on occasional passives that I wouldn't succeed on otherwise, but there's not that many of them that I've noticed. They come up every now and again. I feel like it's okay to do that. I feel like it's all right to do that. So theoretically, I could do that right now. We can take Cop of the Apocalypse and we can stop it for now, yes? And then we can take Bringing of the Law, fix up my jaw by just forgetting the fact that it's weird. Is this worth it? I mean, I do want to get into the container as well, and this will help with that. And I want to start working on other thoughts as well. So, yeah, this is fine. It's fine. Just do it. It's fine. Just do it. It's fine. Just do it. Confirm. It's fine. My jaw's back to normal. Somehow. Is there something else I want to work on in the meantime? Inland Empire -2, nothing funky. We're skipping advanced race theory for sure. Date of birth generator. 7 hours and 15 minutes with no negative side effects. 8 hours for homosexual underground. 3.5 for Fairweather T500. And then another 7 hours for Koldomamadakwa. Why don't we... I'm curious about the date of birth generator. Let's go ahead and internalize that and try and figure out exactly how old I am, alright? It's fine. I'll allow it. There's not even any penalty. Just do it. Great, you're doing it. I've done it. Okay, so now we take this polo shirt right here, and we throw that on. Wow, I'm still wearing the drama tank top. Go me.
Always my pleasure to be of... Always my pleasure to be of assistance to the RCM. Godspeed, and if we don't meet again, bonne chance.
The Sunday friend has 0 interest in talking to me ever again. Okay, cool. Well, I guess there was no point in me doing that thing I just did to boost my rhetoric. Great. Wonderful. Wonderful. I am proud of myself. Well, all right. Listen, we'll use it. We'll use it to work on the container later on, I guess. Let's go ahead and continue thinking about friggin' Cop of the Apocalypse for now. Internalize. Nothing ever works out the way that I want it to, and that's just part of the game. It's just how it works. It's fine. Okay, let's keep heading up the coast. Oh, look, a seagull, he says. He's way more interested in the seagull than he is in talking to me any longer, which I guess is fair enough. The seagull doesn't ask him any prying questions. Probably. All right, up the coast. What are the places I needed to check out again? The boardwalk, the island, and Land's End. But I don't think I can reach Land's End, can I? Let's see here. At the very least, let's head back to the Fisherman Shacks, and then we'll just warp up to the church to save myself a little bit of time, right? Or is that even a time saver at this point? Honestly, I can't tell. Where am I even? I don't... the Fisherman Shacks are over this way, but they're past that building and beyond it, right? Wrong? Wrong. Okay, I'm at the very coastal edge here. Probably just south of the Ferris wheel. Have I ever actually interacted with the Ferris wheel? Is that a thing that I've done? It seems like something I should remember. But my brain. What is it doing half of the time? I don't even know. There's those two. We're looking at that building, and they will be every day for the rest of the game, as far as I can tell. Wonderful. Keep it up. Can I go this way without getting locked into being up here? Never mind. Being up here is good. Being up here is a good thing, apparently. Great. This is where I found the jacket. So it should be right here, right? So the boardwalk should be just over this way. I think. Also the Ferris wheel. Because, again, I don't remember if I actually went and saw it. Well, here we are at the boardwalk. But, like... Ah! Here we go. Stop messing with the coin viewer and hold on to something. The wind is so strong. I didn't mess with the coin viewer. What do you... Is this not the... Oh. It's a long way down to your death from here. 20 meters at least. Great! That's a wonderful thought to be having on this crumbling boardwalk. Anything in there that I need to worry about?
There's some tear.
Nope.
An empty cigarette package.
Nope, leave. Okay, so what have I missed? Why am I not able to check out this area for being the place where the shooter was shooting from? Maybe I missed something earlier? This is all the boardwalk, right? Maybe. I was expecting something to be evident for me to interact with, but so far I'm not seeing much. Okay, well, let's keep moving up the coast then. We need someplace that would have a clear shot on where the death took place, you know, across the water over here. Technically here, right? Right here. A clear shot on that. Huh. But this is the boardwalk, isn't it? I'm not seeing anything to interact with up here. So, what am I missing? Something. But that's not a helpful observation. Is there anything I can do at this point? Was there any point to this?
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable.
I can just dial random numbers. Well, it's not for right now. Thank you. Not really in the... I don't have quite so much free time on my hands that I should sit around prank calling people, I suspect. Did I ever actually try that? Do you figure there's a point? I mean, I suppose there's got to be a point, right? For the sake of seeing what happens, if nothing else. Sona, I could talk to her about... Hang on a second. Do you think she'd have any idea how I can be better at physical instrument stuff? Maybe Sona would have some advice on that front? Probably not. She gave me the tool already, and that's got to be the main thing she's going to do. It gave me a cumulative plus 11 on that particular check. It's just that's not quite enough. I'm puny. Hello.
Yes, what is it?
About the offsite copy you asked me to bring.
Yes?
Nothing new here. Apparently I need to keep looking
Thanks.
for it. You got it. It's not a paying job, but could you help me contact Coalition Warship Archer? I guess we may as well ask.
Do I look like someone who has time for side projects at this moment?
She doesn't even look up from her computer. That's reasonable. Sorry.
If you want her help, maybe you should help her first.
Right, I'll let you work in peace now. Okay, so that's another side task that is reliant on me getting better at physical instrument. But here's the thing, even if I spend skill points on it, I'm gonna max out right away. I'm just terrible at physical instrument. There's got to be a thought that's gonna help with that, but I don't think I'm pursuing it at the moment, am I? I hope the friggin' fascism one wasn't one that would have helped with that. Guess I will never know now. Okay, alright. Well, let's see here. There's got to be some other places I can check out for whether or not the shooter could have been stationed there. What about this thing? Hello.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
Could this structure have been used to take the shot?
From here to the wiring, I can't see how. The church is in the way.
He looks southeast and blows on his fingers. Okay, the church is in the way. Walk away for now. Let me get out that multi-tool. I don't think it's going to help with this, but let me just see if it affects the roll in any way. I recognize that it's a nearly impossible roll, particularly for someone who hasn't actually put any points into this.
Worn by elements.
It doesn't help.
The depot.
Walk away. Great. Great. Still something I intend to try eventually, but I would like to have some more options for maxing out my interfacing before I do anything like that, you know, if possible. Okay. Just up here. This is Land's End, right?
Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot? Just some urban detritus, a bottle, and a dilapidated old comms tower.
Fair enough. Continue.
The wind picks up. Fine sea foam lashes your face. It feels like needles. You can take it. Just raise your collar, detective.
Do I have a collar right now? Continue.
In the distance, you can hear the breakers roar.
Continue.
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freighter. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something there. In the whirling in rags.
He looks east over the coast. Maybe the campfire was used by the perpetrator? Maybe the assailant climbed the comms tower, took the shot there. What about the cigarette butts? Look over the water to the whirling in rags. Campfire?
To warm his hands before pulling the trigger? Perhaps. But anyone could have made this. The coast is specked with fire this time of year.
He looks around. Continue.
Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2 kilometer rifle shot from. Visibility is awful. There's water vapor everywhere. I think we can rule out Biddable Prime, was it?
Probably. But let me have a look through these other options quick. The comms tower?
It's not possible to climb that ladder. And even if it were, why? There's no platform up there to aim from.
The lieutenant looks up, raising his collar. Well, yeah, he has a collar. Continue.
He looks like he's cold out here at the tip of the coast. The jacket is warm, but not for this weather.
Kim, you look cold. Maybe a thicker coat? Kim, you look cold. Maybe a little pilot cap? Actually, if we can get him one, I'm all for it. A little pilot cap?
No.
Oh, come on. Continue?
No what?
No what, you're not cold? No what, an orange pilot cap would not help?
Yes, that one. No to the orange pilot cap.
He turns the face to sea. Okay. Fine. What about cigarette butts?
Those? A smoking assailant who favors Tumutiri to Astra or Joan? Cigarette butts are everywhere. This is a common brand for all men.
He points to them. Okay, well, I guess you know better than I do. Except it seems like Encyclopedia is about to chime in.
Tumutiri was a Revacholian colony on Ilmaran. The Suzerainties population was mostly Ilmaran Areopagites, up to 97%. The region was known for its tobacco export, hence the name.
I want to know a lot more about this, or enough. The cigarettes are unimportant. I usually don't give up an opportunity to know more about things, but I'm hesitant to lean this direction because this is the find cigarettes and smoke them thing talking, isn't it? But wanting to know stuff about things is most of my character at this point. Fine, just let's see what he says.
Oh, you do?
I do.
The butts you saw had a silhouette of a boy wearing a coffee hat, a tobacco picker. This boy is the Tumutiri brand logo. Contemporary Revacholians prefer Juan, a local blend from the southern islands, or Astra, a legendary cigarette from Grad.
Legendary?
Tumutiri is favored by older men who like its old-fashioned paper filter tips, insane amount of tar, and the sweet smells of colonialism and halva.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for that information. I guess it didn't do me that much good, and I didn't even get $2 out of it, but that's just fine. Look over the water to the whirling in rags.
There, 1.2 kilometers over the cold water of the bay, through a thick snowstorm melting flake by flake in the waves, you see the smallest rectangle, barely visible.
Doesn't seem particularly doable, does it? Continue.
A glowing light on the third floor of the whirling in rags. With binoculars, you would see a young woman's shape move behind the glass, her limbs long and slender.
I suppose. That's probably true. Finish the thought. It's also a good sign because it means that Claudia's still there, which I'm probably going to need that to be the case since I never actually finished interviewing her, apparently. And by interviewing, I mean interrogating. And by interrogating, I mean accusing of lying. thoroughly and harshly, or else we're not going to get the full story out of her, apparently. It's not my favorite thing to do, but I'm not that big on conflict. But then again, I'm a police officer, and she did lie to me, so I guess that's something that needs to be done. Okay, so this is Land's End. I don't know how to get to the island to check it out, is the thing. It's, I assume, across that row of posts that I just walked up to the edge of. But, like, I don't know how to approach it from there. I don't have a way to cross that particular chunk of ocean. Or lake, or whatever it is that it counts as out here. I guess they did talk about the salt spray, so I assume it's ocean, right? Should be ocean. Is this the boardwalk in question? I don't know where the boardwalk that they want me to inspect actually is, and that's a big part of the problem here. The boardwalk and the island. Okay. A little more poking around. I should get some kind of a brain circle thing that should tell me more about if it seems possible when I get there. I'll know it when I see it, is basically what it comes down to. Okay. Well, I guess let's look around some more. There's no boardwalk over here. Whoop, what's this? This is someone's home away from home, just like yours. I guess that's true. I guess that does count as being true. Fair enough. Good point. Purple brain. Inland Empire, perhaps? Not really sure. Huh? What's this?
You see that seagull up there? Remind you of anybody?
No one comes to mind. Me? Kim? I'm not going to have a seagull conversation. Finished thought. Circling. Running in circles. I suspect that what you're going for here is that it's like me running in circles. Huh. Let's go with, me?
Exactly.
And why am I like a seagull, Endurance?
Think about the seagull's story. It's one of endurance and adaptation. The seaside was paradise once. They were birds of that paradise.
Okay, continue.
Then their paradise became Shit City. And what did they do? They became urban survivors, eating burgers out of trash cans, killing and eating pigeons.
I guess that is a thing they do, isn't it? Continue.
No time for that sentimental bullshit. They're hustlers, getting shit done. They're one pair of track pants away from gangsters, just like you.
Is that just like me, though? Hold on, have I ever eaten a burger out of the trash? Fucking right. Whatever it takes to survive. I am the seagull! I guess I am a bit like the seagull, but I'm not like that. I'm still romantic. Have I ever eaten a burger out of the trash?
You have. The body remembers.
You know what? You know what? I'm not sure that that is exactly my approach to things, but I do kind of want to shout at my own brain that I am the seagull, so I guess I'm going to do that thing.
Own it. Steal hot dogs. Shit in the sand. Whatever it takes to keep going.
Beautiful. I healed up a bunch of stuff that wasn't damaged, but that's okay. Good thought. Thanks, Endurance. I have no idea how to get to the boardwalk, and I don't know how to get to the island, but I am the seagull, and I will shit in the sand if it means survival. Look at me go. I don't know how to get to the boardwalk. It's got to be around here somewhere, but we're also at the hour mark, aren't we? What a dopey place to leave off an episode, but I guess that's just how it's going to be, right? I gotta hold myself to it. So I guess next time we're going to try and find the boardwalk, and maybe hope that the quest has some way of hinting at me how I'm supposed to get to the friggin' island out here in the middle of nowhere? Do I talk to Joyce? Oh, I need to talk to Joyce, don't I? I totally need to talk to Joyce. Oh, that's definitely a thing I should do. We should talk about Everard, and I should see if she can bring me to the island. I'm not sure that she's actually going to do that, but she's the only person I know that has a boat, so, like, it seems like a place to start. I guess I probably could count on the fisherman's widow also having a boat, but we don't really know each other at this point, so, yeah, maybe that's not going to work out so odd. But in any case, thank you for watching. I don't feel like I accomplished a great deal of productive stuff today, but you know what? We're working on it. We're working on it, and that's all you can really count on in this game. I'm trying my hardest, sort of. in as much as I have a hardest that I can try. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.